Day 15. Hello everyone. Today I am coming to you from Central Park, just a different part than before. I'm all the way down near 59th Street and just walked through the park a little bit. Today was a pretty slow morning, so what I was actually coming to, what I realized, still kind of putting to rest the bits and pieces that came up over the weekend, is that my inner child is not only the scared, traumatized little girl who is afraid to be seen or afraid to be punished. She's also actually somebody who is very playful. And I realized today, all these days I was focusing on all the pain and like all the fear that was kicked up from my weekend exercises. But what came to my awareness today is that when I got on stage, the fear was there. Those first few moments, I scanned the audience, and as I was scanning the audience, a very playful, cheeky side of me came out. Like I felt her. Suddenly there was something that shifted in my face and in my expression, and I felt her internally that this is going to be fun. And also when my time was up and when it was time to leave the stage, I went to my seat and I was smiling. I was smiling. They gave us a few moments to journal, like to just write down those first impressions that came up. And I was rereading it last night, and I actually wrote something like, I was made for this, that this was so much fun, that this was, so what is interesting, I guess what I'm trying to say is that if we just listen to the fear, we may never be able to find out what is hiding behind the fear. If I only listened to my fear and didn't go on stage or just stood there, hiding, let's say, if I didn't allow myself to kind of open up and remain embodied, I may never have found out that being on stage was actually so much fun. So that side of me, that playful, funny even side of me, I didn't know her for a very long time. She's only been coming out very recently in the last couple of years, because I created so much safety for myself. But yeah, that was just such an important point that I really wanted to share today, that being on stage was not only frightening and stressful. Being on stage was also super fun and so much ground for me to play with. And that also, our tendency is, I was reeling from like all the fear and everything that came up with being seen. And for some reason, and because I guess that was maybe a stronger sensation, I haven't also made space for the playful part of me, the one that did come out when I was actually on stage. Not during the exercises, but during the actual final, gesture of being on stage and being seen. She loved it. She ate it all up. Being on stage, being seen, having undivided attention, it's definitely one of my needs, that the fear of being seen has been superseding and has been suppressing. So, that's why we always have more than one side, always. And actually, I was also listening to a lecture. So there is this idea that some decisions we make are like a full body yes, and other decisions we make are a full body no. And I never really, like, I've discussed it with people, but I never really fully came on board with that myself, because I'm just not sure. Yes, it's true. I've been in situations where it was like immediate, and then there wasn't even hesitation. Like, there was a decision that I was making. It was like I saw the invitation and I immediately responded yes. Like, it wasn't even any kind of hesitation. But I think more times than not, we're more than one part. We're many, many, many parts, often in conflict. And it's really important to kind of have the capacity to hear all the voices, to not shut anyone down. Because again, for me, being in the situation where I was really scared and I was really nervous, and at the same time, I signed up for this. It was an immediate yes to the program, to the retreat. So I knew there was something there. My body already knew there was something there for me. And so, yeah, that moment, those 45 seconds of being on stage were telling in so many ways. I'm still processing. We're Thursday, and that was Sunday afternoon. But yeah, that realization today that actually my inner child is not just this traumatized, scared little girl. She's also really funny and really playful and really, and wants to be seen. So yeah, that's kind of an important, I'm glad that I'm finally integrating that part of me as well. And also there was something that I wrote in my journal at that moment, that maybe I shouldn't be taking myself always quite so seriously, my fears and and I haven't been. That's why I am doing what I do. Otherwise nobody would still know who I am. But yeah, it's nothing is ever simplistic. There is so much happening at the same time, and the more we allow all the different parts of us to come out and play and to communicate and to inform us, the richer and the fuller our life will be. I think this is what I'm musing on today. All right, everyone. See you tomorrow.